All right, so when I talk about roadblocks, I was talking about points in your development process where you hit a roadblock mentally. You're struggling. You're trying to figure out maybe what's going wrong, why something isn't working, how to fix it, and something to do to fix that. So you may spend hours or even days searching for whatever that problem was, a solution. In my case, that's exactly what I did at times. Was I would spend hours in a day, sometimes a couple of days, searching for just one solution to fix a problem that I had. One such problem that I had was figuring out how to get it across to make it a little bit easier for the player to navigate some turns. I found the best way to do that was two ways. One was utilizing road signs when you get to those turns. Those road signs that you typically see that are the arrows. And I'll show you real quick in here the road signs I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about these road signs. These nice yellow arrows here that indicate, hey, there's some sort of sharp turn coming up. I also went one step further and I implemented one more sign that tells the player, hey, slow down, there's road curve ahead. Something to indicate to the player a little bit more so that they know that they need to slow down. One other thing though I took one extra step. Just because at times you're going to get players that are they're either going to not see the sign, so they're not going to know, or they're going to disregard it altogether. So I actually went in and I created a script for that. And in this script, let me zoom in on it for you a bit. So I created this script here. It's called change top speed, and what it's doing is it's accessing my player, the bike, for the actual transform of the bike, and then it's also accessing a script, the bike control script. And then what it's doing in here is when it collides with that trigger that is set up, it's going to change the forward speed of said bike to 40. And that's the limit. It's going to change the limit forward speed. So in the bike control script we have here, we have in our bike settings here, if you go down, we have the limit forward speed right here. Forward speed currently being 220, which that's the max speed that the bike can go if it's on like a straight track with no extra hills or turns. As long as they're going just straight, they can reach that top speed. So to limit that, I created this change top speed, and I limit it so that while they're going through it, it slows them down so that they can't go past that speed, and it lets them get around that curve much smoother. So I found that finding this was actually something that was a lot of discussion between myself and my advisors, because we were trying to figure out a way to make it to where the player wouldn't have as many issues with turns, and it was actually extremely hard for me to do this. I was trying to have it to where you could press an extra button on the controller, or on the device rather, and it allow you then to adjust your turn angle, your slip, just different things, and nothing was really working, and I was getting really, really frustrated. I went through, I took an extra month of one class just due to that, because I could not get it to work properly. So in the end, found that the best thing to do to make it a little bit easier for the players was to just limit their forward speed. If they can't go past a set speed, then they're not going to be able to run the risk of running into that wall constantly, or make it be a little bit less of a risk of it. So at the end of that little area, once you get past that turn, for any of the turns that have those, I also added a normal speed right here, which just is saying, hey, if once you go through this trigger, now we're going to bump your speed back up to 200. I said 200 as opposed to 220 because in this game, you don't get anywhere close to that speed. It's just a number at this point, so it's not something that has to be really worried about. So for me, I noticed that what really went right was just taking time, getting away. If I have trouble with something, getting up from my computer, going outside, doing something with the family, or just getting away from this whole thing for a day, and less if you need it. That really helped me out a lot, and I think that will help out many other people as well in the future. So that's probably what went the most right for me.